Today we're going to be discussing more posts from the subreddit of men drawing women. If you don't know what Reddit is whatsoever, you're not familiar with it or you don't use it, let me read what the description is of Reddit. Reddit is an American social news aggregation, web content rating, and discussion website. Basically, people can post whatever they want on Reddit within, certain categories, of course, those categories being subreddits. Their posts get upvoted, people get to talk about it. It's basically a way to farm internet points and to express yourself. There's all kinds of categories on Reddit, whether you want to talk about funny videos, memes, incense, weaving, knitting. There's a ton of categories out there, and the one we're going to be talking about today in particular is the subreddit of men drawing women. This subreddit is described as people improperly drawing women, be it manga, anime, cartoons, comics, video games, or graphic novels. Whether that is anatomy or having them way too sexualized, that's up to you. Speaking of things that belong on this subreddit, today I want to talk about Ace Defender. Ace Defender is a high-quality SRPG masterpiece, combining authentic turn-based RPG battle with tower defense elements. The game has a traditional RPG storyline, which a solo player can play with over 40 chapters, nearly 2,000 levels. The story involves a rebellion in the Dragon Clan that threatens the balance of good and evil in the world. Our heroine, Alapita, the Silver Dragon Princess, escaped with the Creation Crystal to the human lands. There, she awoke the Creation Crystal and summoned heroes to fight evil with your help. There are 5 different hero factions: Divine, Demon, Shadow, Nature, and Light, and they all have deep hero background stories. There are 48 different heroes, and there are 2 new heroes released every 2 weeks. You can level up, combine heroes, and equip gear to create a powerful lineup to defeat any foe. Enjoy the Expedition, which is a solo player story mode, or do some PvE, explore dungeons, regions, engage in trials, level up your heroes, and collect rare items. You have the option to play at 1 times, 2 times, or 4 times the gameplay speed to speed up or slow down the action. And if you want a real challenge, fight against other players in the PvP arenas on your server or across server in the King's Arena with multiple lineups. New users who download the game from the link will get 10 royal tickets after completing level 2-8. You can use these 10 royal recruit tickets by clicking on Sky City, going to the tavern, and then clicking on Recruit 10x. Ace Defender's on mobile devices, and if you use the link to install the game, you're going to get yourself a rare hero for your journey in Ace Defender, and you're going to need one if you're going to come across me in PvP. I'll see y'all in the game. Before we get back into the topic of today's video, I just want to say, if y'all don't like seeing ad reads on my videos, definitely feel free to support me as a member on my channel. It's really easy to join. There's a couple different options. One's 99 cents and one's $4.99. Y'all get emotes to use in the chat on live streams, as well as the comment section, which I think is extremely cool. You get a badge by your name indicating how long you've been a member on the channel, and you get perks like a shout out in the description of every video I make. If that isn't something you're able to do, just watching my videos is something I appreciate a lot. The last ad read, I definitely saw some people be against it, and I just gotta say, sometimes I need a little bit more support than what I get from YouTube for making videos. Now let's go back to men drawing women. The post I want to talk about today is somebody fixing One Piece characters. Now they are fixing the female characters in One Piece that I'll admit they are absurdly drawn. They're extremely exaggerated proportions of the female body. That is just common knowledge when it comes to One Piece. I don't think One Piece really has any character that is actually like an average or normal human body. Everything seems to be exaggerated, whether people have giant faces or tiny heads or gigantic bodies or huge boobas. It ranges to everyone. Women aren't exclusively drawn out of proportion. Everybody gets that same fate if they are a One Piece character. Now, of course, there are some exceptions. I would say that I've probably seen somebody that looks like maybe Zoro or Luffy, Sanji, Usopp, I don't know. So I do see, why some of these characters are ending up on this subreddit. Nami and Nico Robin are particular characters that I could definitely see having a home here on men drawing women. The first post we're going to be taking a look at says, I made Nami's proportions look a bit more normal and changed her outfit. This post got 1.6 upvotes. I gotta admit, it's pretty well received, and from my perspective, the redesign isn't bad. It's actually a pretty good look for Nami. Doesn't take away from the original art too much. I just don't know why they added sleeves. What was the point of that? Some people responded with things like this. I just realized that her boobs aren't actually that big. Her ridiculously small waist makes them look gigantic. Someone else replied to that saying, when I lost weight, people said that my breasts look bigger, but its size did not change. In response to that, someone said, her boobs are really big. The absurdly small waist doesn't help either though. A lot of people are praising this post, saying she looks so much better, left is a much better design. The artist actually says, in response, oh my god, thank you so much. Someone said this about the post as well. Hell, she doesn't even look particularly less sexualized. You took a terrible character design and made it decent. Good job. One person took note of something that I noticed the artist do as well that redesigned Nami. They said, hey, you didn't make her tits smaller like everyone else does. Thank you for showing love to the big-chested gals. The artist responded, no problem, I tried not to change her original shape because some girls do have bigger chests, smaller waists, and wide hips. Someone responded to the artist saying, I'm so tired of people sexualizing big breasts. I just want to wear a V-neck tee without people making me feel weird about it. Someone responded with this, thank God they're not one of these femme incels who thinks that large breasts are automatically bad, which is body shaming people who have them. I'd have to say, not a bad redesign whatsoever. I've been binging the hell out of One Piece recently, and I've, caught up with all of the latest episodes, so I've been rewatching some of the older stuff, and it seems like Nami's character design used to be a little bit more tame. Nami would even just wear t-shirts and stuff on occasion, being fully covered and not so overly sexualized in the show. If you watch any of the earlier stuff with One Piece and compare it to what's going on now in the show, it's honestly quite absurd. I'm not against it. I have no real complaints, but there are definite differences between some of the earlier stuff with character designs and some of the later stuff. I even think that maybe at some point in Skypiea, Nami just starts wearing a bikini, which there's nothing wrong with that, but they definitely took her shirt and never gave it back. Next up, the same artist redesigned Nico Robin as well. They made this post saying Nico Robin redesign with the original and then their redesign on the right-hand side. For some reason, they made the skirt a lot shorter. They normalized her hips a little bit, as well as gave her an undershirt. And from what I can tell, it almost seems like they made Nico Robin a little bit shorter. I'm not sure why this would have been a problem to have her be a tall woman, but yeah, it looks like she's a little bit shorter here. I could be wrong, though. I gotta say, I just noticed that they actually didn't change the skirt, really. They just moved it up. She's wearing this skirt now underneath her top, so it kind of makes this, skirt thing that she's wearing around her waist make a little bit more sense, I guess. That's what some people are saying in the comments about this redesign. One person had this to say about the redesign of Nico Robin. They said, I wish we had animators like you working for One Piece. I used to love the anime/manga so much. Now it's just disturbing to follow. The poor women look like sex dolls and lost all their personality. I like your version a lot. She looks like a normal human being. The artist that did the redesign said this, thank you for the compliment. I have heard those claims, but I haven't really caught up with the show, so I'm not sure about the personality thing. I do agree, though, on the proportions and the over-sexualization of female characters. Some outfits are just ridiculous. And then they give the example of Bello Betty. Yeah, I'll admit, okay, Bello Betty is a good example of how ridiculous this show can be with female character design. I mean, look at that tie. Why she got a tie on? Like, what? So funny to me. Now, this was something I was going to correct as well and make a statement about, but the animators don't really have any control over what the characters look like in One Piece. There's not that big of a difference between the original manga and then what is portrayed on the show. Someone had this to say on the Reddit post. Unfortunately, it's all Oda's designs. He gives the animation studio character sheets and they'd better stay accurate. The animators get little if any control over the character designs. Someone replied to that saying, yeah, I know, it's the main reason why I stopped following Oda's manga. It's sad that an adult man like him thinks that women should look like that. He should be aware that his characters are role models for a lot of young girls. Stumbling across these Reddit posts reminded me of an article that I read a little while back that talks about the creator of One Piece and their controversial advice for drawing women. Just check this out. The article is titled, One Piece's creator has some controversial advice for drawing women. The article goes on to say this. When it comes to art, the only way to get good is with old-fashioned trial and error. The creator of One Piece learned that lesson the hard way. But Ichiro Oda has adjusted in all the years he has spent overseeing the Straw Hats. Ichiro Oda is the creator of One Piece. In fact, it seems that the artist has found a few shortcuts which help him meet deadlines, but some fans are not happy with one of those aids. After all, Oda uses a rather controversial shortcut to draw up women, and even longtime fans may be surprised to hear how the artist does it. As noted by Kotaku, Oda once answered a question about how he draws One Piece heroines like Robin after fans asked him. It was there that the artist got real about how he brought the curvy women to life. It turns out that he has a standard formula to make up the body proportions of heroines. The women's proportions are 3 circles and 1 X. Please think and draw this way, the artist wrote. Of course, some fans have taken offense to how women are depicted in One Piece, their unrealistically tiny waists, often wore with heavy busts. And Oda did say he gets complaints about that often. In fact, the artist said female readers often critique the exaggerated proportions, but Oda seems to make the bodies look that way to carry on the series' overblown look. After all, there are few characters in One Piece with realistic body types, and Oda was not about to start that trend with Nami or even Boa Hancock. Honestly, it's valid criticism to talk about the female character design in One Piece. A lot of them are pretty absurd. No question there, but I do think that it's funny to see people get upset over fictional character design and to critique it so dramatically and expect that this fictional character should be designed to look like a realistic human. That's just not what fiction is. That's not what fantasy is. That's exactly why it's not real life. But let me know what your thoughts are on One Piece character designs, specifically the female characters in the show and the manga. What your thoughts are on how the creator of One Piece chooses to draw women. Their little tutorial there with the X and 3 circles. So funny to me. I'll see y'all down in the comments section. Everybody take care. Later.